amateur or non-boater, as they call them, will know today if they have an extra $15,000 to take home and put in the bank. This is a special day for 20 special fishermen.
Good as I was to you, is this the thanks I get?
Well, considering all the pressure and whatnot, most of these guys seem pretty loosey-goosey, but a few of them are looking for all the help they can get.
Good as I was to you. I'm right out in the wide open. The wind could really get to me, but it ain't going to. I'm going to catch them.
Well, stay with us. You'll find out whether they catch them or not.
That's,
you know,
I don't think I wouldn't. I would not.
Is there anything on the back?
I don't know.
No, don't say anything. How about in the pocket?
Well, day 3 of fishing is underway, and that means Jerry Mcginnis has joined us to help us understand everything about Eufaula. And I know you've got 8 million Eufaula stories. We'll get to a few of those later, but if we start now, we'll never get to the fishing. Right. You know what I mean?
Hey, those ladies were giving you a rough time out there to take off.
They're so great. I just, their enthusiasm sometimes.
Right, and we were having fun with them, but they are important here, and a lot of the wives are here and really into this.
We're not kidding when we say it's a family affair out here on the FLW tour. And we've got 5 guys with cameras out there that we'll be watching here on day number 3. And, man, you talk about the big names. Kenny Cook, Paul Elias, David Fritz. We got Guido Hibden out there.
Ricky Klund.
Oh, man, my gosh. Jay Yellis. Yeah, Ricky, the guys we don't even have cameras with. Ricky Klund, Shaw Grigsby. I mean, this has been a real big name tournament for some reason. Why do you think that is?
Well, I don't know. I think that the fishing was really good in certain spots and not as good in some other spots. So the guys with a lot of experience and a lot of experience on this lake really had a bit of an advantage here, and it paid off. I mean, they jumped in there and really caught some incredible qualifying strings of fish.
Think about this, though. We've had 300 anglers out there the past 2 days. Before that, the weekend before, there were probably 3 tournaments going on this lake. Oh, is this fishery good enough to sustain all that much fishing?
You watch. I'll be, you know, I may have to hit the trail and get out of here making this statement. You watch the weigh in this season. They'll show you.
There he is. Get me the net. Oh, he's a little one. He'll tell you work for starters. I think he hit him. He might not even measure. Smallest by far the smallest fish I've caught on that.
Very familiar face there, Ken Cook from Mears, Oklahoma, and his non-boating partner, David Overman, and that's the smallest fish. That's doing pretty good, Jerry.
Boy, he's going to have a heck of a day if that's the smallest one. He's fishing the riprap right in practically the middle of town. He's found him a good pattern on these ripraps, both this one and a couple of others. He's fishing spinner baits in real deep water.
Come on, big bite.
Yeah, for real.
Right here's where I caught that 10-2 in practice. Makes you think it might be a fairly decent place. This is not how I planned to fish when I came here. I figured I'd be fishing shallow, fishing probably bedding fish, and I found some bedding fish, but I didn't feel like they were very good as I wanted them to be. And so I started trying to develop something deeper, and this just kind of happened. You know. When I first fished this spot, it was covered up with hybrids. Caught a lot of hybrids, and then as the hybrids started to leave, I caught a bass, about a 5-pounder, and then I came back the next day to see if I could develop that a little bit more and caught a 10-pounder right there. And then I went to that bridge over there and caught a couple more big fish, and then I caught some others around this riprap. So I decided basically just to start here anyway, and I've just been here ever since.
Yeah, a 5-pounder and a 10-pounder. I think that's a good starting spot.
Yeah. I think it's a hybrid. No, it's not either. Holy tomorrow. Why don't you just jump? There you go, Sal. Yeah. That'll help.
Son. That'll help.
That'll help the cause.
That's the one I was throwing at.
Yeah, here you go.
You just took him right away.
You had him all primed up for me.
Yeah, I did. And run by.
That'll help what you put.
I believe they're all primed.
That sure was.
Yeah, that's...
Boy, I thought I'd bet that was a hybrid, because, boy, I mean, you just knocked the snot out of it, just like one of them hybrids, and then hit it out for deep water.
Well, no reason to worry about Ken Cook just now. A fast start. We're going to check in now with Johnny Carr and his pro partner, Paul Elias.
Supposed to get bit coming through there.
Paul Elias has done great here on Lake Eufaula. He's had 20-plus pounds each of the first 2 days. Johnny Carr with a good 17-pound total for his first 2 days.
And Tommy, I think we're going to find that we've got a pretty intense fisherman, in spite of the fact that he's singing very poorly. And he's noted for crankbait fishing. But look who scores first.
Yeah, Johnny Carr from down there in Alabama. What was he throwing there? Was that his little marker there?
Yeah, he's as you can tell, he's a long way off the bank, and he's got something pretty special out there. So he wants to make sure that he doesn't lose that spot.
Special enough that he can share it with his non-boating partner there. It looks like good fish.
So our amateur has started his day with a 4-pounder.
That's what he threw. That's the marker.
Feel that bait hit anything when that fish bit?
I hit something that stopped it and it floated up and that fish hit it.
Can't believe that bait even getting down to him. Oh, God, she hit it right there and didn't get it. Oh! Man, followed it out of that deal. And Paul, here's your sign.
Paul Elias is beating himself up just a little bit here. He may be needing some more of that divine intervention he was asking for earlier.
Is that what that was, Tom?
I think that's what he was asking for.
He's in a special place out there. We mentioned a minute ago that he's marked it.
There she is.
There we go.
And we saw a good fish come out of there already, his non-boater partner.
Paul is known for his collected, easygoing personality.
No way.
She got off.
Uh-oh.
God, no!
Yep, cool, calm, and collected, easy go. And there we go. Now he's looking for, he needs help from above. That's what he says. Well, here we go now, our first look at a real legend in professional bass fishing, Guido Hibden. He's done it all, Jerry.
And he's doing what he does best, Tommy. He's fishing for bedding fish. The weather today is going to hurt Guido a little bit, I would imagine anyway, just simply because you can't see quite as well. That's not hurting him right there, is it?
No. That's real shallow water, isn't it?
Yeah, and he just barely made the finals. It almost seems like his fishing is going downhill a little bit, but this could be a tough day for him because he can't see the fish on the beds quite as well. Now, these fish on Eufaula have to be 16 inches.
Now back out to the deeper water.
There he is. You gonna stay on? Where's that fish going? Watch him, he's coming to you. Watch your boat. Partner. Oh God, get her, she's barely hooked. That ain't gonna make it either. Golly. Fish, you couldn't waller around in there no more, could you? Hey! He breaks ice with a big 2-pounder.
He doesn't say it like he's real proud of a 2-pounder there, Jerry, but I think he's glad to have something going there.
Hard to come and easy to go. Name of my fishing game.
One of the most famous bass fishing lakes in America, Lake Eufaula, right here on the border between Alabama and Georgia. It is a big day for our 20 anglers here. Here's Ken Cook and David Overman.
Oh, yes, I'm a hero. Oh, he was still hooked. I thought he'd come off. That's why I reached for him so hard. I thought he'd come off.
Tommy, you know what? I thought that fish came off, too. It really looked like it did, didn't it?
A mighty hop he made right there, and you see so many times that happen.
Come on.
So Ken wasn't a hero, was he?
No, but he can make himself a hero here if he keeps going.
There he is. That's a good one right there. That's a good one right there. There he comes. Go get him. I got it. I got it. Hallelujah, partner. I got him. Saved by the net man. Good catch. Excellent. Broke my line. That blade must have cut my line.
I think Ken's got a lot to be thankful for.
Boy, he does now. Now there was a fish that really did break the line. You can watch the rod tip and see when the line breaks. Right there, the fish is gone.
I guess. On his shake. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This wind may hurt Paul the way he's talking. He's fishing out in the middle of the lake. It's not helping me any, but I can handle it. He may not be able to where he's fishing.
Help, 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 help.
Still wanting help there,
Yeah,
Jerry.
now he's marked the fish, he's prayed, and now he's calling.
There's not much more a man can do than
That's
that.
right. You know, Ken Cook talked about the water out here where Paul was fishing.
There's one.
Uh-oh.
Oh, now see, it's starting to get on into the category of being insulting here to Paul.
I started to say that Kenny Cook talked about the water being rougher out there where Paul Elias is at. I think Paul's water is actually a little bit calmer than where Ken Cook was at.
Oh, way to go, Podge. Keep catching them like that, you may not get to go back in.
There's one. That's a good one. Real good one.
Oh, God in heaven. Good Lord. Partner, what have you done to us?
Thank you.
You know, Tommy, I know Paul doesn't want to hear this, but Johnny Boy is hammering these fish.
This never ceases when you got the wind blowing like this and you stick your partner right back in the primary zone, you know. I'll get mine. I just got to calm down.
I said all I was gonna need is 3 fish. I don't know though.
Oh, you gonna win this thing. You or Fritz's partner one to win it.
Well, what I'm really trying to do, I'm just fishing these flats, and I'm trying to keep my boat anywhere from 8 to 10 foot and keep my bait where I can throw it in about 4 foot of water. That's what's worked for me the last couple days, and I don't see it's worked so far today. The fish are just biting better when the sun's out and up in the day. So I don't know if I'm gonna get any sun, but I'm gonna get up in the day.
Well, you heard Paul Elias predict earlier good things were going to happen to whoever was David Fritz's partner. That's that man right there, David Hudson. And being around Fritz means being around fish most times, as you can see.
David is working on his second fish today. Most of his fish have sure been quality. And you know he's cranking, Tommy.
Oh, yeah.
He's absolutely the best crankbait fisherman on earth.
With a really unique style, too.
Good job. And it's kind of like Paul Elias. He's fishing the main lake, and the actual river channel in the main lake on Eufaula is such a special place to fish that if you can find the little high spots along it and the right twists and turns, it can be some dynamite fishing.
That's a hybrid, gotta be. Fast as that is.
Yeah.
Ken Cook's been talking about those hybrids all day long. I guess there's one there right here.
Yeah, and you know, there's probably a lot of hybrids around those areas, but it doesn't chase Ken Cook off because these hybrids eat the same thing that the black bass do.
Here's a bass, get me the net.
As you can tell.
Yeah.
You know, they can be mixed up right with the hybrids. Matter of fact, sometimes the hybrids will come in there and churn up things and get things going.
And attract the black bass.
And actually attract the blacks and then leave, and then nothing's left but the blacks. So, boy, fishing around an area like this can be a very good deal.
Again, he's right in the town of Eufaula. And 5 fish.
That's 5. It's 8:27.
But don't you all agree that the FLW is, I mean, it's been an incredible deal?
I was asking everyone I could, you know, about being involved, because
I think, you know, that this sport has incredible potential.
It's just starting is the incredible part about it.
There's a lot of good things happening, and it's happening in a hurry. We're fixing to fish for 200 grand, you know, at Minnetonka.
There's been a lot of key things happen that allow us to do what we love to do.
You know, I'm sure it's something we've all dreamed of.
Careers that, well, you're kind of one of the people that have helped pioneer it. Once it finally starts to make that move, you're not around the play.
I guess even still, I couldn't really believe what was fixing to take place.
You go hire a guide this day and time, you're going to pay just as much as the entry fee on this.
Where'd you see my bill?
Well, it's been mentioned already, Dance with What Brung You, and Jay Yellis is doing the same thing along with John Ladd there. And Jay, it sounds like it's been a pretty good place for you.
Yeah, I'm fishing the same flat I fished previous 2 days of the tournament, and today's actually been the best day so far out here for me. I think some more fish moved in this area overnight, which is very unusual in a tournament situation, and you're real fortunate when something like that happens.
Normally, yesterday and the day before, was there some other boat traffic in that area?
There were a few other boats in here. There were 2 other tournament boats that fished in the area, but only 2, and yesterday the fish just they weren't here, and the ones that were here weren't biting very well. I had to really kind of finesse them out of this grass cover. Today, it's been overcast and breezy, and we've been catching them on spinner baits. They've been real aggressive. At least they were early. They've slowed down here the last hour or 2.
What do you mean when you say you finessed them out of that grass yesterday?
I couldn't get a bit on a spinner bait yesterday. I had to fish with little shallow diving crankbaits and other little small baits, and they weren't. Today we're just throwing big spinner, half-ounce spinner baits with big monster blades on them, and the fish have been eating those pretty good.
John Ladd, I want to ask you, are you still enjoying your experience out there?
You betcha. Time of my life.
Yeah? What have you learned today? Tell us the best tip you got today from Jay Yellis.
The main thing I've really learned from Jay is he's just always stays focused, and he's got a lot of confidence in what he's doing and where he's doing it at. We took a break a minute ago and ran down to another place he knew, and we fished there maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and he said, this is not right, and back up the river we came. So he's really focused on what he's doing. And
hey, John, you know, you mentioned earlier to us that this was going to be your last year as a non-boater, or hopefully.
I hope that's going to be true.
And you know, to be perfectly honest, we've talked to lots of non-boaters through the months and over the year, and I think maybe you're one of the first ones that have said, man, I've had enough. I've enjoyed all this. I can stand. I want to get up there in the front end of the boat.
I've kind of made my living fishing the last 2 or 3 years. I own a guide service on Lake Wiley in North Carolina, and I probably fished 30 to 40 tournaments a year. It's just that I haven't had the means and the extra money to do it like some of these guys. You can't do it without help. And I've been real fortunate this year so far. I've won $8,000 or $9,000 in the past month. And
what would $15,000 do for you?
It'd be a big help. I tell you, $15,000.
All right, we'll let John fish for the 15. Let Jay continue on his quest for the $100,000 first prize here at the Walmart FLW Tour stop on Lake Eufaula.
That's a good one. All right.
There you go.
Yes, sir. Whew.
That's a nice chunk.
Yeah, boy, he ate that thing like every one of them should be. Thank you, thank you. I might settle down and eat a cheese cracker here in a minute.
You're going to win this thing. Keep catching them like that.
Talk about winning. This is the day they've got to do it for these non-boaters there in the back of the boat. This is their final championship day. And Jay Yellis, now he just cares about making it into the final 5. They'll fish for the finals next week.
And of course, they've always got the decision of how many fish to catch out of their good spots.
Not real big, but he's a keeper.
That's right. Hey, it's a lot of guys out here that would be tickled to have him today, I'll grant you. It's really going to hurt some of these guys, this cloudy wind. Some of the guys that were fishing up sight fishing, I'm afraid.
Just missed that on the phone.
John Ladd was right on the money, actually. Sight fisherman Guido Hibden here still got that goose egg going.
You rascal. Absolutely maul it, and I miss it.
Man, you know, a sight fisherman always loses lots of fish, misses lots of fish, but our old buddy Guido, he's the best, and he's having a hard time. As you can tell, he's still doing it, though, in the same cove where he started this morning.
Can you see that stinking fish? I mean, absolutely mauled that thing, and I missed it.
I think you got about 13 pounds already, 4 fish. I think you might have this thing won already. What do you think?
I'd like to think so. You know how it goes. When you catch them, you always feel like somebody else might have caught them a little bit too. So one more keeper and I'll feel real good.
Well, time is tight. The guys are tensing up here. Maybe we need the tournament wives to slow things down just a little bit.
I used to go all the time. If you saw him in the boat, you saw me.
We're talking, you know, wives supporting their husbands.
My feelings at first were pretty iffy.
We're probably gone about 8 months out of the year.
But I decided that's really what he wanted to do.
It's a lot harder than what most people think.
And you have to have the support of your spouse.
I think the man then has to give it some second thoughts.
If they didn't have that support, they would have their minds on everything else that was going on. Now, they've got to totally be involved in their fishing, but they're just like a bunch of kids. Don't eat my Doritos. Those are my Doritos. There's all kind of details that have to be taken care of. Their boat insurance,
motel reservations,
entry fees have to be in,
carry out tackle boxes, rods,
spool the line on the reels,
load the tackle into the van,
lunches,
trailer, unhooking and parking,
coolers.
Yes, every morning. I've been up since 4. I have everything packed. We get in the van, and off we go to another tournament. And sometimes he has just that amount of time to get there.
Can I say hi, Mom and Dad? I wish y'all were here with me. Hey,
We might not make the show, though.
Wish I had my wife and girls with me, and wish I had the family with me.
Man, you know all the right things to say to get on TV.
Do I?
The Walmart FLW Tour is brought to you by Walmart. Always low prices, always. By Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. By Fit Fuel Injection, the best of all worlds. And by Chevy, the most dependable, long-lasting trucks on the road.
Paul Elias and Johnny Carr still bouncing around in the waves over Paul's honey hole there, and you wonder if that spot's going to do the job for him, Jerry.
Oh, Blue! You good old hound dog, you.
Well, yeah, I think Paul's on a good spot, but this fish won't count, Tommy, because that's the 3rd time Paul has been caught singing.
Yeah, that's right. There are laws against that out there.
He's definitely penalized.
It's a big fish, isn't it?
Yeah. Good fish.
You know, Barney's about ready. See him right there?
Fishing like this can be pretty tough. Paul isn't anchoring like a couple of the guys have been, and you know, he's fighting the boat with the trolling motor, trying to go against that wind.
Man.
Try to get that crankbait down to the right spot.
He's got a non-boating partner that's catching every fish that's out there.
That's right. Tommy, you said that. No, I didn't want to bring
I'm
that.
sympathizing with Paul. You know, sometimes you feel like you can't win, and I'm sure that's the way he feels here just a little bit.
You take, that ought to be a lesson.
Oh, Paul.
Oh, he's helping out.
Yeah,
he feels like he doesn't have time to, but he's helping out anyway.
And Johnny Carr is just doing a heck of a good job of fishing.
That is true.
That gum, they did give me a hog snatcher, didn't they? Every weekend.
Every weekend. But I'm lucky I own my own company and my father takes care of it while I'm gone, so. People that's in business with a family can do things like that.
There he is. I'll be a keeper, baby. I'll be a keeper. Don't feel like it, but baby. sometimes they'll trick you. She's fixing to show us what she is.
And I want to say one more time, Paul's doing a great job handling that
don't
boating.
feel very good.
And I think that's a very overlooked part of fishing is positioning the boat, especially to these guys out fishing deep crankbaits. Everything has to be just right.
That's a keeper.
That's 5 anyway.
Yeah.
See how fat that fish is? That fish is not spawned. No way that fish is spawned. Don't have to measure that fish. We'll have fun culling these things now, aren't I?
Shoot, you got about 14 pounds then. One more, and you got to do a little dance for me in the boat here. Victory dance. You gotta do it. You gotta do some little jig on the back deck. I'm gonna make you do it.
Come up with that there, Jay.
I'm gonna make him do it. I'm gonna make him do a little jig on the back deck when he catches his 5th keeper. That'll put him at about 17 pounds, and I know that ought to be plenty to win 15,000. If I won 15,000 today, I'd do a little dance for the camera. I got him nervous now.
That's a big one.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Come on, buddy.
Woo! You got it.
Yes.
You got it. That'll wrap it up for you, big boy.
Thank you. Whew. All right. Look at the tail. You can tell that's a post-spawn fish probably. She just healed up better than some of the others. You'll get a shot of this good Ranger live well, keeping them alive. Well, I'm proud today. I just want to see Jay make the cut. I think he's gonna do it. Whew.
Let's see it now. You just promised me you're gonna do a little jig on the back deck.
How about a soup stir?
There you go. He's got it going now. He's only got about 20 pounds.
Hey, now I'm relaxed.
Hey, you big-headed mothers, you.
There's a fish.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy.
I need the net.
I got you, buddy. I got you. I'm trying to get my line where I can get out of your way.
That's a good fish.
We shouldn't have talked about him. Be slow with her. Be slow with her.
I don't know if they'll keep or not.
Yeah, that's a good fish.
Well, John Ladd doesn't have this thing wrapped up yet, does he? Johnny Carr is hanging in there. And there's plenty of time here, just simply because the quality of these fish on the Eufaula. There's so many good fish to be caught that a guy can get behind and catch up, you know, on 2 casts. He can be right back in the ball game.
Well, lots of big fish today, probably more to come, but the choice is unanimous with a Fuji flashback. John Ladd, the soup stir man.
One more keeper and I'll feel real good. Woo! Yes. That's a big one. That's a big one. That's a big one. That's a big one. Well, if you're ever in a tournament and fortunate enough to get you a limit, what I usually do is put on a bigger spinnerbait.
He's giving tips now.
David Fritz and that rod pointed straight down into the bottom, and we all know what that can mean.
Tommy's either a big fish or he has hung his best crankbait on the bottom.
Here he comes.
Oh, thank you.
That right there is what fishing is all about. When you quit getting excited about catching a fish like that, you need to quit fishing. That right there gives me a pretty fair sack. Turn it. What is that fish? 6 pounds or better? Huh?
He's a knife.
He's the knife.
That's what he is, a knife.
All right.
David Fritz has found him a crankbait hole. You better look out.
I mean, a giant. He's going to jump. Thank you. Yeah. I told you, they start biting when it gets 12 o'clock. I'll just wait till 12 to go out tomorrow, I guess.
I bet you don't.
I bet I don't either.
Day 3 of these FLW tournaments are always so exciting and a little mysterious for us because, as always, there are 5 boats that we're not able to see, so no telling exactly what's going on out there, but we're winding down here. An hour and a half left. David Fritz looking good.
I got a load of fish. I'll get them too. That's a load of fish.
Wee. Man. You like it?
Shit. Well. What? That dip net worked good. There's another big one. Dog. Late. This here's bigger.
Folks, we are seeing some show. Tommy, have you have you seen anything quite like this? David is obviously sitting on a bona fide hunting hole right now, but he is working his crankbait like David Fritz works it. Boy, he is the mission before. He's the best in the world at it.
Okay.
This is one, right?
Yep. Yeah. Well, I know it ain't fair to let you throw. I'm gonna let you throw in there a couple times. We're gonna get out of here.
Well, if you want to go, that'll be fine.
Well. Here, take this rod. Throw it right in there.
Can't beat a deal like it. There's a 5, there's a 6 or a 7, and that one right there, who knows? All right, girl, it's me and you.
Guido Hibden, same spot. He has made the commitment, Jerry. He did not move all day long. He's still fishing, I think, the same fish most of the morning.
Yeah, and you know, I'm sure Guido didn't think about it being that tough, the day being this tough, but he's kind of had a rough time, but he has stuck with it. He kind of, you know, he's, what do they say, dancing with who brung him. That is, all he can do is just kind of stick with this now. Not enough time to change.
Finally, I'm telling you.
Guido Hibden and Charlie Knoll still now down at the south end of the lake and still with 2 fish apiece. And Guido, how much longer are you going to stay in that area? You've got an hour and change worth of fishing time left.
Well, the heck of it is,
I've seen enough here to make any cut. I mean, it's pretty unbelievable what we've found. And you know, I fished for one a while ago. There was 3 fish on one spot. The smallest one was a 5-pounder, and the biggest one was probably the biggest fish I ever fished for on the bed. I just can't make them bite. You know, it's water's dropped so much that
I don't know. These fish here are awful spooky for some reason.
What are you throwing at them now? I'm still
throwing a G4.
It's just kind of a little trout-colored bait.
Guido, do you get a feel? I was just talking to Tommy about this a second ago, how you can probably watch those fish and get a feel for whether they're going to play ball or not. Is that right? Do you think you can?
Well, usually I can, but
today it's been one of those deals where I've wasted about all day just because they were such big fish. I've wasted the biggest majority of the day because they wouldn't leave and they stay there, and I just can't make them bite.
And you know this better than anybody, Guido, what can happen in an hour's time, so we'll leave you guys to it, and we'll just see you at the weigh-in here, all right?
Thanks.
Thank you. Guido Hibden and Charlie Knowles.
I think it's going to take 18 pounds to make the cut. And I'm a good 5 pounds off of that. There he is. Please be bigger. Please help me. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Stay pegged, baby. Stay pegged. Do not jump anymore. God, oh, no!
Tommy, Paul's calmed down a lot.
Yeah, he's just about asleep now, isn't he?
Thank you.
He is so intense. This guy from Mississippi, he's unbelievable.
No hooks.
And we mentioned a minute ago, or he mentioned a minute ago, that he needed several more pounds to boost him. But, you know, when you start culling, it's obviously hard to start picking up pounds. You know, he's got a, what, a 5-pound fish right here.
And he may net out only 2 extra pounds or an extra pound.
Right.
What was that, 4.5?
Doesn't mean that he has picked up 5 pounds. It's just
maybe
a little bit of culling process that he has to go through to start building the weight up.
And what an amazing lake. I mean, we've seen some of our 5 contenders all doing different things. They're fishing shallow water with spinner baits, they're sight fishing, and we got crankbait fishermen all doing good.
And we're going to watch them do it again next week. Maybe even better, Tommy.
Now I got to do all the crazy stuff here. I'm going to get out. That's the ones we got to have right here. We get a couple more of these. We're going tomorrow.
Well, Ken Cook and David Overman have made a short move a little farther south. And, Ken, it sounds like it was a good deal that you got a limit early, huh? The bites kind of slowed down a bit.
Yeah, we've been struggling around trying to make something else work, and it's been really slow for us. I haven't improved at all since I talked to you last.
I mean, how many days were you here before the tournament started?
I was here for parts of 4 days, Jerry.
Do you think that some guys can sometimes find out too much information, or just, you know, just get confused by all the things that are going on?
By spending too much time?
Well, I don't really think you can have too much information. I think you can misuse it. And I don't like to spend more than 3 or 4 days, because then you get dealing with too much history. You have to deal with the here and now in tournament fishing, and what's working now is the only thing that counts, and what you caught last week doesn't really count. It does take some time if it's a new lake that you haven't been around before, you know, learn to navigate and learn what kind of water is available, what the options are. But a lake that I knew a little bit about what to expect, 3 or 4 days is more than I think you really need for the most part.
And guys, I have an idea. A lot of people don't really understand what you're saying when you say you're slow rolling the spinnerbait.
Well, basically what it amounts to is rolling your reel real slow to let the bait get down and fish it deeper. And I didn't want to fish that crankbait anyway. And just winding your reel real slow is what it amounts to. And it allows the bait to get down to the bottom, which is a different presentation from what a lot of people will fish a spinnerbait, and that's why I'm fishing a big spinnerbait in the first place, to get deeper and fish for fish that don't see a spinnerbait very often. It's a good tactic. It pays off a lot of times in a lot of places.
Will it be John Carr or John Ladd, and what 5 throws will be here for the finals next week?
Tally-ho!
We're going to get to the bottom of this in just a minute. Stay with us.
I remember telling my mom when I was going to become a professional, and I just graduated from college, and she said, "You're going to do what?"
If we keep seeing the sport grow like the FLW Tour, then it's more justified.
It took 6 years to get a 4-year degree, and I'm going to go be a professional angler. That didn't sit real well with Mom.
A lot of us made that statement when it really was not a very smart statement to make.
Wasn't really a good idea to talk about being a professional angler. I told my high school guidance counselor.
Usually somewhere behind the scenes or someplace is someone who has a vision to recognize the true potential.
He said, "What are you going to do with your life, son?" I said, "Well, this is how it is. I'm going to fish."
We got some awesome no-boaters here, I'll tell you what. Glenn Northcutt, what is it about fishing that got into your blood and has brought you this far to be a part of the Walmart FLW Tour?
I've been in tournament fishing for about 26, 7 years, and when it gets in your blood, it's there.
All right, a big hand for Glenn Northcutt, one of our great competitors out here. David Overman.
Now, if you missed last week's weigh-in, and you shouldn't have, let me explain that we're doing things a little bit different around here. Our competitors are weighing in 1 fish at a time. Now, Tommy has left me for the bright lights of the stage, and And there's only a few non-boaters left to weigh in.
Non-boaters. It was a great week for you, wasn't it?
Best 3 days of fishing I've ever had.
Did you ever think you'd come this far to be sort of the final 5 here?
I didn't think I'd make the top 10.
A big hand for both racers. The good guy. So Johnny Carr, Gulf Shores, right here in Alabama. I tell you what, we are so tickled to be in Alabama. There's so much great fishing tradition here. There's a lot of legends in this room, too, and we're just tickled to death to be here. Johnny's got to have 5 pounds and 4 ounces to stay in the game now. Is one fish going to take some more? That's 2.5. See if this will do it. 8 pounds, 13 ounces. That'll do it. Johnny Carr's still in. Well, John Ladd, let's take a look at the old computer over here and see what you got to come up with. Looks like 6 pounds and 11 ounces. John Ladd. Leader right now is Johnny Carr with 12.5. Ooh. 6.11 looks like a possibility. There's 4.6. Oh, yeah. 7 pounds, 14 ounces. John Ladd is still in this thing. So we got a 2-man battle royal, as they say in the wrestling world right here. John Carr, can you do it? Out of fish. Johnny Carr, give him a big hand. Johnny Carr is out. We're going to talk to our champion in just a second here. Come on up here, Johnny. I tell you what, you've done your home state pretty proud here.
Yeah, I just couldn't get my fill fish. It's just one of them things. They bit good this morning. I just couldn't get another bite.
Did you think it would come this far when you entered this tournament? Do you think you'd make it this far?
I had 17 pounds yesterday, and I'm still surprised I made the cut. So, no, okay. I thought I was going home yesterday. So,
can we look for you in the future out on this tour?
Oh, I'm signed up for them all, and I'm planning on doing it again next year.
Big hand for Johnny Carr. Let's bring up our amateur champion from Gastonia, North Carolina, Johnny Ladd. He's our champ. John, great job.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Enjoyed it.
Tell us about your day and how you were able to catch that great stringer of fish out the back of the boat.
Well, I've been real fortunate. I had a real good draw today. I ended up with Jay Ellis. He's a tremendous fisherman. He's really focused on what he's doing. I just took what he left me and made the best of it.
The Walmart FLW Tour is brought to you by Walmart. Always low prices. Always. By Ranger Boats. Still building legends one at a time. By Evinrude Intruder 150 with fit fuel injection. And by Chevy, the most dependable, long-lasting trucks on the road.
You got a limit in there?
Yeah, I got a limit.
All right, let's check his 5 bass limit. 5 fish, all alive, and the weight. 20 pounds, 5 ounces, 25. Another good solid stringer. Set him up there. A limit here, Jay. A 5 bass limit weighs in at 19 pounds, 4 ounces. 19.4 for Jay Ellis. If you're in the top 5, will you go right back to that spot, or is it about worn out?
I'll go there wide open and stay there.
Go there and stay there. Let's give him a big round of applause. Ken Cook. And let's go ahead and check yours, David. You got a 5 bass limit in there?
Yeah.
5 fish limit, 5 fish in the weight. 21 pounds, 4 ounces for David Fritz.
I need to thank a couple of people that's been real good to me. First of all, my mom and dad and my wife and kids are always behind me. And second of all, Guido, Dion, and Stella Hibden have been tremendous to me for several years now. They've been almost like a second family and taken me under their wing, and they've really helped me out, and I couldn't have done a lot of stuff without their help, and I appreciate it, guys.
Fishing for, you know, $1 million.
Japanese, Canadians, Mexican people.
The sport is doing what I dreamed of it doing, and I'm still here to play.